Greetings, demons, and welcome to something a little bit different. And by that I mean, this isn't really a typical Minecraft, Let's Play style video, or any sort of, showing off of a feature or anything like that. Instead, we're just going to go through the process of creating my forever world. Because I have been playing Minecraft since the year after it released on 360, so what would that be, 2012, 2013, something like that? And yeah, I have never had a forever world, and if you don't know what that means, essentially a forever world for Minecraft is a world that you just continue to play forever. You can have other worlds in the meantime, but there is one world that you just progress and progress and progress and build on and just live out, essentially. And it's something that I've kind of always been interested in as a concept, but I've never actually gone ahead and done it. And I think the biggest thing for me is that previously, and well, actually, we'll click back a second here. You can see I have a lot of worlds. Some of these you may be familiar with from various series. But yeah, I have many occasions wanted to make essentially a forever world, and it has never really worked out for me in terms of at a certain point, I've explored all I want to explore from that world. I want to do something new, and I end up creating a new world. And the biggest issue with that is that I don't, look for seeds. I don't really go out of my way to find an ideal world to call my own. And in this video, essentially, I'm just going to go through and create a few different worlds. Probably not too many, maybe half a dozen. And just see, based off the spawn, purely off spawn, if it's something that I actually want to, make my forever world. So, yeah, we're going to jump into it and check out a few different world generations.
Not the leader of a cult, RabbitWithAxe.
So, for each of these worlds, I am going to be having, well, that's not where I wanted to be in the menu. I'm going to be having starting map bonus chest, show coordinates, and show days played enabled. No matter what, that is just going to be how I like playing. Starting map and bonus chest is something that I struggle to not start a new world with them. It's something that is very important to me, especially the starting map. I just like having them, and even if I don't necessarily get that much use out of the features, I just enjoy having them, so they're going to be on every time. And I am going to be using two behavior packs, and that's Tree Capitator and Health Bars. I don't want to change the actual experience of, Minecraft in any major way, but health bars is really useful, especially for dealing with some of the, some of the stronger mobs, as well as dealing with friendly mobs and passive mobs. Stuff where you either don't want to kill them, or you want to know how many more hits they take before you're actually going to get rid of them. And with Tree Capitator, who likes cutting down trees? Honestly, I'm not going to, and I could definitely have some more add-ons enabled, but I'm not going to be doing anything else special. I'm not even going to have gravestone or, keep inventory or anything like that. I'm very much happy with the idea that, I'm going to lose things if I die. That's fine. But yeah, that is just my outlining. It's going to be survival. It's going to be normal difficulty. And yeah, let's just jump into it. I'm going to just leave them as my world, and I'll change whichever one it is that I choose to be, the final victor. But yeah, let's check out the generation on world number 1. Okay, so this is world number 1, and I am going to do something. I'm going to do this on every world. I'm going to mark whichever block it was I started, just for future reference. I'm not going to export too far, and I'm also not going to do things like open that chest or anything. I want it to all be somewhat new to me when I actually start playing the world, potentially. But yeah, we have a few different biomes around. We have a swamp, we have a birch forest, we have a dark oak forest with mushrooms as well. Plenty of sheep around, acacia. It's decently flat, but not plains, like properly at least. I'm actually quite liking this one. Like, just off the bat, this is pretty nice. There's access to water, which is always good. There is plenty of land. It's not like this is just, an ocean world. I quite like this. Honestly, we might be on to a win already. As I say, I'm not going to explore too far. Just far enough to see the general spawn landscape. But yeah, pretty happy with this one overall. So yeah, there we go. That is world number 1. I'm actually, like, This one, honestly, looks like it might be pretty good, though. I guess we'll see based on what else we get. Maybe this will end up being the worst one, who knows? But, yeah, let's check out another world. Okay, so we have world number 2, and this one, definitely a different vibe going on here. So, immediately, we're on the edge of a desert. There's potentially, is that a ruined portal, or is that a pirate ship? I'm not actually completely sure. I think there's a ruined portal over there. We've also got a desert well, which, while not the most interesting of structures, still has potential. Let's just get up on this little hillside and just see, is this all desert? Because that's not really attractive to me. Oh, it is. It just is all desert. This is not bad as a desert survival, to be fair. This might even be a decent, this might be a decent world just to, explore. Just, when I feel like having a desert survival, but yeah, not really screaming forever world to me. Not having much variety. Like, the other one had a decent variety in terms of the trees around, the different, area. This is seemingly ocean and desert. And, yeah, based on just first impressions, not as happy with this one. Desert it's a biome that I like to have, don't get me wrong, but it's not exactly one that I'm, jumping at the opportunity to, play forever. So, yeah, I think this is probably lower on the totem pole. It's definitely a decent looking seed and everything, but yeah, I'd be lying if I said this is one that I'm really contemplating compared to the other one especially. I think this might be a bit of a weaker, what's that red thing? There's a red thing over there. But this might be a weaker example in terms of different world generation. But yeah, there we go. That is world 2, bit of a deserty landscape. Looks interesting. Definitely some interesting aspects to it, but yeah, not as fun to me, at least at first glance, as the other world that we looked at. Oh, interesting. So world 3 starts as, I don't even know what block I was because I was underwater. I think it was that one. This is an awful spawn, in all fairness. I'll break that block just in case. So we start in a swamp in the actual water. That is not something I was expecting. Kind of interesting. It looks like there's a jungle over there. Some acacia trees around. We've got parrots. Yeah, definitely jungle. Is the desert over here? This is an interesting starting point. Okay, just a little bit of a sandy area. Okay, so yeah, we have very much 3 of the more interesting biomes, actually. So we have a jungle, apparently on both sides, a swamp, and then also an acacia plains. This is such an interesting seed. I am actually this is so weird. What's this material as well? The weird floating rocks and everything. This is interesting, definitely. I don't think I necessarily like it as much as the first one still. I think that is definitely the front runner right now. But this is worlds better than the all desert all the time world. This one has a lot of potential, actually. Like, the pure variety, from the get-go that you're getting. And it's some of the weirder variety, jungles aren't exactly common. The swamps aren't either, for that matter. Acacia is a bit more common, but yeah, the savannah is fun, the jungle is fun, the swamp's fun. It gives you a lot of opportunities for some very interesting builds and stuff like that. Yeah, okay. Very curious as to, what this one will end up looking like over time if I did go with it. Can I get onto a tree? Because I want to just get a bit of a vantage point, if I can. Let's see if we can do it like this. We've also got turtles. Turtles over at the side. Can I get up this tree? There we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. Right, cool. I just want a bit of a vantage point over everything. So it does look like it's mostly jungle. There is mountains over there though. Bit of a beach over there as well. This has a lot of potential. Another mountain that way. Definitely an interesting seed. Definitely one that I could see myself enjoying over time. But yeah, I think we'll leave this one for now. I still think World 1 is the winner currently, but definitely, at least for how strange it is, this is actually a really fun seed to start on, potentially. Let's check out World 4. Okay, so we've got a mushroom forest, it seems. Okay. More ocean, nothing across the ocean, it seems. Maybe a few islands. Not too bad. I'm not seeing... This has the same sort of issues as the desert, where all I'm seeing is mushroom forest. We've got a bit of a cave system? Not really. I'm not seeing anything. Oh! Okay. It does turn into... Oh, what is this actually called? The willow, or whatever it's called. Okay. So we do have one of the newer biomes at play here. Not really one of the ones that I care. I like to have one in my world, obviously, but it's not exactly something that I go out of my way to, live near. Especially with the creaking around, like I'm not overly sold on that. Definitely some potential here. I also realize I just didn't break the block at all there, for where I spawned. We've got potentially jungle over there. There's another island with trees on it over there. There's definitely something to this place, but I'm not really sure. It's a lot of mushroom forest. I'm not sure if that's really what I'm wanting. Good potential for things like the Woodland Mansion, potentially. Could make it an interesting seed. The fact I can't see one, while it doesn't disqualify this by any means, it does, it pushes me in a direction of I'm not really that fussed about this world. Go away, Mr. Spider. Yeah, I'm not really... I think it has a lot of the same issues that we saw with the desert, where, like, it has potential to be, like, a fun survival experience, but I'm not seeing enough to really sell me on it for my forever world. There is, like, a structure over there. I think that's a ruined portal. Okay. Okay, there's definitely potential. I think this is definitely not a contender, though, for actually being a forever world. Definitely something that I might come back to if I'm specifically wanting a woodland world. But yeah, I'm not seeing enough right now to sell me on it, which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah, there we go, World 4. Definitely interesting, but not necessarily in the ways that I want for a forever world, which is definitely unfortunate. Okay, World 5, what I'm going to call the penultimate world. And once again, I didn't break the block. I think it was one of these. I'm going to guess that one. I don't actually know. I can always double check on the video if I decide on this world. And yeah, we're starting in a pretty standard forest. We do have a mountain range next to us with a cache on it as well, so a bit of tree variety. Don't mind that. We have got open ocean again, though we can already see land at the other side. Not seeing anything too special about it, though. Some large trees, but probably still oak. The turtles around, that's always nice. We've got a very interesting looking structure just there in the water. I'm not sure what that is exactly, but looks something of interest at least. Something of note early on. Can't really complain about it. I'm not seeing much, like, openness, which is something that I do like in my worlds. Like, I like to have a bit of flat land. Ooh, there is actually... Oh, there is just plains. Well, I mean, that is the definition of flat land. Okay. Okay, I'm liking this one a bit more now. I think it's not the best. I think World 1 is still the best one we've seen. I think this is good. Don't get me wrong. Like, I like having plains available. I like having a variety of trees, even if it is only 3 different trees. But yeah, it's not... I don't look at this and go, there is potential. You know, I look at this and say, oh, this is a nice looking world. Nothing too special in my opinion, but it's all right. I like the mountains. Like, the verticality is always fun. I like it being flat. The first one had that flatness that I do enjoy. I don't think this is really... Yeah, I don't think this is really what I'm wanting. It's good. It's a good world. I just don't think it's for me. And that's really unfortunate. Is there anything... Is the ocean just open ocean? There's what potentially is a mushroom forest over there. Yeah, definitely is a mushroom forest, actually. So that's 4 different wood types I can see clearly. I'm not seeing anything in the ocean, not seeing any islands in the distance or anything. Yeah, I'm not sold. I like it, don't get me wrong. I do like this one. But I'm not quite sold on it as, you know, a forever world. I really think World 1 might actually be getting it. I think I should have just gone with the first one. I guess we'll find out. We've got one more world to look at, but that was World 5. Pretty nice, I like it. Let's jump into our final world. And here is our final world. Definitely an interesting biome. Something we haven't seen from any of the other worlds. Just breaking that block so I've got marker. So we're in a... I don't even remember what these are called. I was going to call it Basalt Delta. That's a thing from the Nether. The clay biome, though, or terracotta biome, whatever you want to call it. And we've got a birch tree forest over there. We've got a savanna over that way. Okay. We've got a bit of a plains, by the looks of it, further down. Yeah, a pretty sizable mountain range with oak tree forest as well, by the looks of it. I really like the verticality of all this. It just genuinely looks really nice. Let's get a little bit further up this mountain and see if we can see to the other side as well. There is a lot on offer here. I am exploring a little bit further than I have just because I want to see over this mountain. Got more plains, more forest. Like, it's an interesting start point because I'm not really a huge fan of this biome just as, like, a place to live. But, like, there's plenty of other biomes around. This is a very large... Why can't I think what this is called? I honestly can't think what this biome's called. This is very large. But, like, this is a good biome for gold? There is, like, reasons you'd want to stay here. Like our armadillo friends. It's weird he's not shrinking up, but that's fine. Yeah. I'm very mixed on this one. Because there is actually so much potential to this sort of starting point. Like, I have ideas. Like, this is probably the first, like, major contender since World 1. Because this one's different. You know, it's not what I was envisioning. It's not what I kind of expected to like. But it offers me something that the other worlds just haven't. And I don't think any world that I've played has offered me this sort of experience of, like, starting in the terracotta biome. This is going to be more difficult than I thought. I was starting to think it was just going to be, oh yeah, I'm just going with World 1. It's definitely between World 1 and World 6, don't get me wrong, but, like, this is actually far more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I'm really not sure anymore. Well, there we go. That is World 6, our final world to look at. Okay. I have to think. I have to really think about this. I guess I'll be back in a moment. This is different. This is interesting. So here we have our 6 different worlds. So obviously World 1 was our mix of biomes, a lot of different tree variety, some nice flatness, which is something that I enjoy. It's kind of what I actually prefer for being able to build on and everything. And genuinely did seem to offer quite a lot. There's a reason that I was kind of sold on it from the start. It's a very good seed. It's a very good selection of biomes to start with. And definitely some great potential there for builds, and I have a lot of ideas for what I could do with that area. World 2, unfortunately, was not as nice. It being seemingly all desert, while interesting, is not very enjoyable to me. Especially because it means it's difficult to get wood. Assuming, there's probably wood in the bonus chest, but like assuming that I wasn't able to easily get saplings and dirt and stuff like that, there's a lot of difficulty with a world like this. It's interesting. It's definitely something that I'm probably going to keep saved. I'm probably not going to delete any of these worlds, and just keep them around as, if I want to have that kind of experience, I can. But yeah, I'm not sold on the desert biome. It's just not for me, I don't think. Then we had World 3, which was a swamp, a jungle. Was it also a woodland biome? Or was it just swamp and jungle? I think it might have just been swamp and jungle. Definitely interesting. Also the acacia biome, which is nice. Definitely a lot of potential there as well. Like the variety of woods and them being less common woods is obviously pretty nice. But it's also like, especially just it's a stupid reason, but it's like the spawn being in water, I'm not a huge fan of. Like if I'd started a bit deeper into the forest maybe, or on one of the islands with the acacia trees or something, I think I would have a more positive opinion of it. It just, as weird as it sounds, the fact it was, immediately underwater to spawn, I didn't like it. And that's not necessarily the fault of the seed, in terms of, like, it still gave me a lot of really good, like, biome variety and stuff. It's a good world. It's definitely a good seed. I'm just not sold on it. And that's the unfortunate thing. I think a lot can be said for World 4 in the same vein. Like, obviously we've got the Mushroom Forest, we've got the Pale Forest, I believe there was other biomes that I could see as well from the distance. Like, there is definitely some nice variety there. And there's potential, because obviously there's a creeking in the Pale Forest, there's always the chance of getting a woodland mansion in a Mushroom Forest. I just don't want that as my forever world. I'm not sold on that sort of way of playing survival as like a more permanent thing. As like a one-off, I play it for a few weeks and then, stop and never play it again. That sort of thing is fine. But as a potential forever world, I'm not sold on it. I'm not sold on it. I know I've said that exact phrase a lot, but that really is the way to like suggest like what my feelings are. It's just I like it. I like all of these, like with the exception really of World 2 of the desert biome. I could see myself really enjoying all of these for like extended periods of time. But I'm looking for a world I can play forever. I'm looking for something that I can just spend all my time in, and yeah, I'm not seeing that in World 4. It's just not there for me. World 5 was fine. It's one of the best ones. It's probably in the top 3. It's probably third though, and that's the unfortunate thing. It has a lot of things I like. It had the flatness, it had the plains, it had a little bit of tree variety, it had the mountains, which I always like aesthetically at the very least. But I don't have as much to say about it, I think, is the main thing. It's just, it kind of exists, and that's as good as I can say about it. It's a normal Minecraft world. And you could say the same very much about World 1. But yeah, something about World 5 just didn't click. And I think especially compared to World 1, they offer very similar things, but World 1 does it better, in my opinion. And I think that's what changes, World 1 and World 5, like, in my mind, is that World 1 is doing it so much better than World 5, even though they have very similar base ideas of both being, plains and forest and, tree variety and, stuff like that. I don't think it's the one. I don't think it's one. As I say, I think it's in the top 3, but I think it's the third. I think it is the third best of these 6, which, yeah, is by definition, pretty middling, which, yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. And that leaves us with World 6. The wild card, I would almost say, because I was not expecting, from initial spawn, I was not expecting this to be as difficult as it is to choose from. This world actually offers so much. And, like, completely unironically, like, it has a very interesting starting biome. Something that I don't really experience too often normally. It has, some of the more classic biomes. There are oak forests, there's plains biomes, there's birch forest. There's a lot of potential for, variety within this world. But with that being said, it still is very much from spawn a lot of the same stuff. It's a lot of that terracotta biome, and I just don't think that's conducive to a long-term world when it's not a biome I necessarily want to be building in, and it seems to take up so much of what I'd assume would be the starting area. I don't know. It suffers from the same thing as, if this was all desert. As in, like, instead of having terracotta, if it was all sand. It's like, what am I really doing with this? Like, I'm not getting too much out of it. And I think that's kind of pushed me in a direction that I'm sure plenty of people could see from the start. I was going to go, I think World 1. I think I had it straight off the bat. I think World 1 is the world I want to enjoy, want to spend time in. So, with that being said, let's think of a name. I feel like something with forever or something with infinite, like, that's a good starting point. And does it just want to be Forever World? Something as simple as that. Maybe it does. Or, like, as stupid as it may sound, we've called it this the entire video. Maybe it is just World 1. The One World. Maybe even that is a good name. I think it only makes sense. If I'm going to actually make this my forever world, I should make that as almost a promise. I think this is forever world. No ifs, no ands, no buts. This is forever world. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this experience. It was different. It was very unique. Something that I've never really put this much thought into in terms of world creation. And I'm very interested in seeing where this goes. This is not going to be a Let's Play or any sort of ongoing series, but I'm definitely going to come back to this in videos. Maybe even use it as background gameplay for, general commentaries. And hopefully you'll join me as this world grows over time and I stick with it and it develops, and as, the new drops come out, new updates, all that kind of stuff, it grows with the game. I'm very excited for what this means. And yeah, I'm glad that you joined me for this video. So with that being said, I have obviously been putting the seeds for all the worlds on the screen as they've come up, but I will also have them in the description below with World 1, World 2, World 3, etc., as the labels, in case any of you want to try out these seeds yourself, try out these worlds yourself. I can't promise, if you're watching this a year or two from now, I can't promise that it'll be exactly the same as I've got it. But, yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it from me. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you did. Subscribe if you're new around here. And ring that bell so you never miss upload. Otherwise, comment your thoughts and feelings. Did you think that one of the other worlds is the better choice? If so, I mean, I've given you the seed. Check it out yourself. See if you can make it your forever world. This is as much about sharing some potentially great seeds as it is about me creating my forever world. But yeah, with that being said, that's it from me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Look at the screen, you'll be fine. Culture's a disease, but we'll survive. I just wanna take